It's your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and I'm back with another episode of Hood Tales. In this video, I'll be taking it to Chicago, Illinois, to discuss the bizarre case of how a couple blamed each other for taking the life of the woman the boyfriend was cheating with. But before we get into this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and join the Tony Two Times family. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, if you'd like to see more episodes of Hood Tales, please click the link to the playlist in the description box after this video to get caught up. And be sure to share this video with everyone you know. Everything in this video is alleged. Stay tuned until the end to hear all the details. All right, let's get into it. On February 10th, 2022, in Chicago's Northwest Side, 22-year-old Johnae McGowin had not shown up for work. Out of concern, Johnae's co-worker decided to go to her Belmont Cragen apartment to check up on her. What her co-worker discovered was horrifying. Johnae was found, unclothed, lying on the floor of her apartment with an apparent gunshot wound to her head. Her co-worker immediately called 911. When officers and emergency personnel arrived at the 2600 block of North Laramie Avenue, Johnae was pronounced gone at the scene. Investigators soon began to piece together what happened to Johnae. Detectives took a look at Johnae's social media accounts. Johnae's Facebook account showed messages between her and a man named Marshawn Owens on February 9th, 2022, a day before she was found slain. In the messages, 20-year-old Marshawn told Johnae that he knew her from high school. The messages became flirtatious, then it resulted in plans to meet up later that day. Johnae sent Marshawn her address and a bus schedule. What Johnae didn't know is that Marshawn had a girlfriend, 18-year-old Lonesha Strong. It appears that Lonesha and Marshawn were living together. Lonesha had recently graduated from Chicago Bulls College Prep with honors, and at the time, she was a freshman at Western Illinois University. Marshawn attended the University of Chicago, Illinois at Chicago for a year after graduating high school. He worked multiple jobs, including a far South Side social services agency. Lonesha had access to Marshawn's Facebook account, and she saw the messages between her man Marshawn and Johnae. By the time Lonesha saw the messages, Marshawn had already gone over to Johnae's apartment. Lonesha sent mean and nasty messages of her own to Johnae, but Johnae did not respond. After detectives discovered the Facebook messages, they turned to CTA, Chicago Transit Authority, surveillance cameras from the day Marshawn and Johnae were supposed to meet up. CTA cameras captured Marshawn getting on a bus heading to Johnae. Other surveillance cameras showed Marshawn meeting Johnae on the street before they went inside her apartment building together. Later the following morning at 6:40 a.m., Lonesha was spotted on the surveillance cameras getting off the bus near Johnae's apartment. The cameras recorded her meeting Marshawn at the door to Johnae's building and both going inside together. 5 minutes later, both Marshawn and Lonesha were seen leaving the building. No one else was seen entering or leaving the building during the time they were both inside. With the evidence tying both Marshawn and Lonesha to Johnae's slaying, they were arrested on March 17th, 2022. During their respective interviews with detectives, Marshawn and Lonesha's stories pointed the blame at each other. Marshawn said Lonesha pulled the trigger, while Lonesha said it was Marshawn who was the trigger man. Once in police custody, Lonesha told detectives that she had gone to the home to confront Johnae after Marshawn had told her he cheated on her. According to Lonesha, Johnae's door was unlocked when she arrived and that she had found Marshawn and Johnae in bed together. An argument broke out between her and Marshawn. Johnae woke up and also got angry because she didn't know that Marshawn was in a relationship. Lonesha allegedly said Marshawn had a gun and told her he was going to take Johnae's life but wanted her to pull the trigger. But Lonesha said she couldn't do it. Lonesha went on to claim she instead stopped Johnae from leaving her apartment and that Johnae was on her knees when Marshawn fired in Johnae's right temple. Marshawn's version of events painted a different picture. Marshawn claimed he told his girlfriend Lonesha where he was and that they had argued when she showed up, waking Johnae up. After getting inside Johnae's apartment, Marshawn claimed he was the one who prevented Johnae from leaving by holding her at gunpoint. According to Marshawn, Lonesha told him he was on cleanup and he put a blanket on the ground while Lonesha ordered Johnae onto her knees. Marshawn said Johnae asked her to call her sister and begged for her life. However, Lonesha, who had taken possession of the firearm, fired once at Johnae's head. Marshawn claimed Lonesha got upset when Johnae fell onto her shoes. Marshawn further admitted to stealing Johnae's phone and her computer after her slaying. It was also revealed that neither Marshawn or Lonesha knew who Johnae was prior to the incident. So that would mean that Marshawn misled Johnae when he told her that he knew her from high school. Marshawn Owens was charged with 1 count of felony murder and 1 count of armed robbery with a firearm. Lonesha was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Both are currently being held in Cook County Jail with no bond. Marshawn's next court date is scheduled for July 2nd, 2024, and Lonesha's next court date is set for August 12th, 2024. Marshawn Owens and Lonesha Strong are innocent until proven guilty. May Johnae McGowin continue to rest in peace. My deepest condolences to her family and friends. Johnae lost her life so senselessly. She had no idea what was behind meeting up with Marshawn on Facebook. The actions taken against her were just pure evil. She begged for her life, but neither Marshawn nor Lonesha had any heart to let her go. I don't even understand why the situation escalated to the extent that it did. They came to her home. She tried to leave, but they stopped her, and then in cold blood, just ended her life, execution style. A young woman's life taken over a messy situation. Lonesha and Marshawn also threw their own lives away. Fam, whose story do you believe? Marshawn's or Lonesha's? Do you think he pulled the trigger or she pulled the trigger? Or do you think they were both in on it together? Let me know your answers and share your thoughts on this tragic story in the comments below. Again, may Johnae rest in peace. Alright fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.